Welcome to Chapter 3, Understanding My Community. This is by Ryan Fletke. I'm in Garden City, Kansas, and I'm at USD 457. So known customs and traditions here. This is just kind of in Garden City itself. This is just some of the local festivals and events that students and families attend every year. We have a tumbleweed festival where there's food, music, activities for families. There's also the Finney County Fair that families attend. There's a concert that goes along with that, a rodeo also, and a lot of family events. The Beef Empire Days, they've been around now for 44 years, I believe. It just takes a look at the local cattle and the feeding business and stuff like that, and then it gives information about the future of the industry itself, because cattle and feeding around here is a big part of our culture. We also have Oktoberfest. This has been on for 7 years. They bring art down to the local park, and then local families come out. They listen to music, they eat local food, and they look at art. We also have, it's called the Big Pool. It's the largest underground pool in Kansas. This draws a lot of families and a lot of students to one area. Also, this is right by our zoo. We also have Garden City Community College. This is a big event around town. The rodeo comes to town every year, and college athletes compete in the rodeo. Some of the population characteristics of Garden City, the education level, you can see that 33% do not complete their high school careers, 24% completing high school, and then there's only about 9.7% for students who go on past high school to reach their bachelor's. The age around here, the median resident is about 29 to 30 years old versus the Kansas median age of 42. So we are a very young community. In the community, there's 49.8% males versus 50.2% females. Around here, the most common occupation is a food processing worker. We have beef packing plants, and we also have a huge Tyson chicken plant. Actually, our unemployment is lower compared to the Kansas unemployment. We are at a 4.7%, and that's compared to a Kansas of 6.6%. So that's actually really good. Around here, there is 48.6% Hispanic, 43% white, and then 2.4% African American also. So there are some different races around in Garden City here. Just some of the local communication channels. Garden City itself has a web page. It's garden-city.org. This gives all the departments of Garden City, the residents, some information about them, the government, the businesses, and then if you're a visitor, just some local things that you can look at while you're here. We also have a local newspaper where our schools are involved in the local newspaper also. It's the Garden City Telegram. Everyone has access to this online. You can also order this. We have access, everyone has access to the Garden City home webpage at gardencityschools.com. We also have a Garden City Public Library, which is a great library. There at the library, they provide adult services, youth services, they give story time for families to come, and free book sites for anyone needing them at home. Some of the known community groups around here, Garden City Rec. They put on programs for our youth, and they're involved in the schools also. They put on sports, fitness events for the community. They have dance and music concerts. They have a movie night for families. And then they also do an art in the park also that they put on. Another community group that is also very involved in the community is the Garden City YMCA. They have swimming pools. They have one for children and then they have one for adults. They provide child care there. They also do sports. Um, that's for youth and for adults. And they have events for parents and teens that are scheduled. We also have a huge zoo in our town here. It's called the Lee Richardson Zoo. It is the largest zoo in western Kansas. They put on summer camps for our youth. They also do education classes where throughout the school year um, we are allowed to take a group of students to the zoo and they give like a 45 minutes to an hour and a half presentation. Then they also plan events at the zoo, also concerts and whatnot. Some other organizations in Garden City, Kansas. We have the local Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, which are involved in our school system also. The Fraternal Order of Eagles and the Garden City Downtown Edition. Some of the known leadership around town here at the Chamber of Commerce. It started in 1989. It was to educate community leaders about their community and challenges. Um, it was to provide leadership skills and training for community members who want to be more involved. They put on classes and stuff like that. And then they also set goals for the leaderships of Garden City, Kansas. We also have Ambassadors Membership Service. It's a committee that can contact the chamber members, asking their opinions about programs and current business trends that are going on. We also have community awareness and recognition and education. It's the CARE. This organization recognizes 6 teachers in Finney County for their efforts preparing students for the workplace, which is a great program. Some of the known community leaders or characteristics. These are some of the goals that they have set for themselves and for the community. They want to serve as leadership source, providing resources and training to the community. They want to offer the Every Voice class at least one time throughout the year. They want to recruit a broader scope of participants for the community. Continue to market programs in order to make the community leaderful. Offer advanced facilitation training on the periodic basis. They talk to clubs, organizations, and social service agencies about the kind of leadership communities will need to be successful in the future. They give participants a statewide perspective by attending sessions at the Kansas Leadership Center. Some of the known economic conditions around here. The estimated median household income is $47,207. The estimated per capita income, though, is $19,341. Unemployment, again, compared to Kansas, we are lower at 4.7 compared to 6.6. The top 3 occupations in Garden City are food processing workers, other production occupations, including supervisors, drivers / sale workers, and truck drivers. The tax rates around here, the median total tax rate is 7.9%, and the Garden City home price and home value median price is around $147,900. Some of the known political structures. The majority of the funding for USD 457 comes from the state aid at 75%. General fund. The state legislature determines the budget for the school district based on base state and aid per pupil. The current formula for determining school district budget was established in 1992, but was not legislator sustainability increased funding over a 4-year period. This was done primarily in reaction to a lawsuit by some of the school districts that was upheld by the state Supreme Court. Some of the school districts' budgets have decreased dramatically due to cuts. There was an average of 2% reduction in all program areas, and supplemental general fund was increased. In addition, there was several cuts to out-of-district travel and summer school. We are not allowed to travel out of our school district due to budget cuts. So just some of the known social tensions around Garden City here. This is from the 2010 statistics. There were no murders, there were 22 rapes, 13 robberies, 81 assaults, 144 burglaries, 840 thefts, 35 auto thefts, 6 arsons. We had a little bit higher violent crimes compared to the U.S. average. There are also gangs around Garden City, but they are not as prevalent as in larger cities. Two ISLLC standards that I thought fit this was: an educational leader promotes the success of every student by understanding, responding to, and influencing the political, social, economic, legal, and cultural context. As a leader, you got to know what is influencing the society as a whole, how the economics doing, and what's going on with the culture. An educational leader promotes the success of every student by collaborating with the faculty and community members, responding to diverse community interests and needs, and mobilizing community resources. Responding to the diverse community interests and needs is a big part here in Garden City. We have a diverse community, and sometimes it is tough to meet the needs of every student. Here are just some sources that I used when figuring out some of this information. I just want to thank you for listening to my presentation, and for Chapter 3, Understanding My Community.